the time has come once again for us to get a bit questiony.
Oh, and what better way to get questiony than with some Ask SP questions?
Well, first up we have a very fluffy video question from Nibbles.
Hi GGSP, I'm Nibbles, the elite gaming bunny. I have 3 questions for you. 1. How much does Terraria cost on PS4? 2. What's the best way to get legendary characters on PvZ Garden Warfare 2? 3. What's your favourite Switch game? Thanks. Also, if you don't answer, I will chew your cables.
Thank you, Nibbles. That's the second bunny we've had on Ask SP this year. There sure are a lot of gaming bunnies out there who watch the show with some great questions.
Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about the threat of chewed cables, though. Keep those bunny teeth away from my chargers and HDMIs, you rascally rabbit.
Oh, calm down, Goose. It's okay. Let's just give Nibbles the answers and nobody gets chewed. So, Nibbles, my bunny buddy, in answer to your first question about how much Terraria is on PS4, well, the cost of the game will depend on where you're purchasing it from, so it's best to check directly with the outlet.
I've seen it for around $10 to $20 or so on the digital store, depending on if there's a sale, but it will probably cost a little bit more for a physical copy. Sometimes you can pick up pre-owned physical copies of games for cheaper than full price too, so shop around for the best deal.
Now, in answer to your question about getting legendary characters on Plants vs. Zombie Garden Warfare 2, these are unlockable using sticker packs purchased with in-game Plants vs. Zombies coins.
Yes, but it can take a while to build up your coins in the game, especially if you want to avoid buying them with real money. And the chances of getting legendary characters are quite rare.
Another way is to engage Infinity Time, a mode that becomes available once you've completed enough story quests for either Team Plants or Team Zombies. If you manage to gather at least 25,000 time shards during this mode, you should receive a legendary character sticker from the Infinity chest you get at the end.
As for the best way, well, it depends on if you're confident getting 25,000 shards on Infinity mode, or how easily you manage to collect those in-game coins.
On to your last question about our favourite Switch game. It's so hard to choose just one. My fave Switch exclusive is probably Mario and Rabbids Kingdom Battle. I love the strategy, it's really colourful, very smart game. But I also really like Overcooked, because it's a fun one to play portably, like overcooking things with my friends.
Yeah, for me it's probably Splatoon 2. It's got such replayability. I'm always coming back to the Salmon Run mode, and I think Nintendo have done a great job at supporting it with updates. Plus, it appeals to my competitive side. But you know, my favourites are constantly evolving.
Evolving like Pokemon.
And speaking of Pokemon, we have a question here from Glacian Queen. GGSP, do you know any good Pokemon games for the iPhone? If you do not, sir, my drones will replace you forever. Rad, do these.
Whee! Chee!
Flop! I am not sure if they do anything.
Thanks, Glaceon Queen. Oh, I see. There are a few different Pokemon games available for iPhone that we could suggest. But look, I don't think we could ever truly be replaced by drones. It's hard to match our razzle-dazzle, our wit, our,
Je ne sais quoi.
Lord bless you. But on to your question. Good Pokemon games for iPhone. What would you say, Goose?
I'd say Pokemon Go is probably the most fun. It's hugely popular too, but it does use a lot of in-game transactions and involves visiting real-life locations for certain things. So, one to run by the grown-ups.
Indeed. Then there's Pokemon Camp, which has a bunch of cute Pokemon-themed mini-games and collectibles. Younger gamers in particular might like this one.
Oh, and let us not forget Pokemon Duel. It's a bit clunky, but there's some good strategy there. Most of these are free initially, so you can always give them a try, see what you think.
Okie dokie, moving on to one more question, and it's from Megament. Megament, who is inside Goose's head.
Inside my head? What are you doing in there? It's dangerous. Stay out of the corners of my mind.
I have 2 questions. 1, why hasn't Unknown Worlds released Subnautica on the Xbox One? 2, do you know when the Arctic DLC come? Hashtag Darren do these.
Oh, I'll just get Darren on the horn.
We have a horn?
Phone.
Oh.
Hello. Hi, Darren. Quick emojis for you to do here.
Stare. Beauty spot.
Well done. Thanks, Darren. While you're here, do you know why Unknown Worlds hasn't released Subnautica on the Xbox One yet?
Well, Goose, while Subnautica was officially released via Steam earlier this year, the Xbox One version is still technically considered to be in early access. Updates and patches are generally being made available for both versions, so the features and gameplay are still very similar, But the latest official word from the developers is that they aren't 100% ready to formally launch the game on Xbox One. They say they have more work to do on the game's performance and stability for that platform.
And what about the Arctic DLC for Subnautica? Do you know when that will come?
Some kind of Arctic-themed DLC or icy biome is definitely an idea that has been floated.
Floated, like say, perhaps, an iceberg?
Affirmative, Rad. Icebergs are known to float. There has been some indication from the developers that a paid expansion is likely at some stage, so this Arctic-themed DLC could be a part of that. But for now, nothing's guaranteed or officially announced.
I sure hope they don't leave us out in the cold on that one.
I concur, even though I lack the human nerve endings to experience cold temperatures.
Well, speaking of nerve endings, I'm going to end this call with you now, Darren. Goodbye.
Oh, the nerve!
And on that note, it's time to wrap up. But if you've got a question that you'd like to send us, blip on over here.
Blip indeed.
And send us a video too. We like those.
What is blipping?